Hey guys, Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and I'm just putting a little intro here before a couple clips to give a little bit of context to the clips. We have shipped 4 full truckloads of equipment from various Artesian builds locations, Oakland, North Carolina, basically 2 truckloads per place. Each truckload holds about 26 pallets, so over 100 pallets of stuff was shipped over about a period of like 3 weeks or something of that nature. And this video is about the very last truckload, which was coming from Durham, North Carolina, and it's the last of the 2 trucks that left Durham, North Carolina. It was the last one. So we were a little bit worried about theft being a possibility on this truckload because the driver showed up 24 hours later. Oh, sorry, much more than 24 hours later than the other driver, even though they left the location 2 hours apart from each other. He had there were a lot of kind of like red flags, you could say. So one, the first driver showed up Monday at 10 a.m. on the dot. We open it, depends on the day, but most days that's what times we tell trucks that they can start coming to unload stuff. So he was ready to go Monday 10 a.m. The other truck driver said he could do Tuesday at 11 a.m. is when he was going to get there. So that's 24 hours difference right there, which didn't worry me too much because that's kind of what we were expecting time-wise anyway. But 11 a.m. on Tuesday came and went, and noon came and went, 1 came and went, and FedEx finally told us that he's looking like he's coming more at 4. But then they said they tried to track his GPS, that it was like turned off, and so that obviously didn't sound good. I've never really heard of the tracking thing before, but you know, as a person that's not an expert in everything trucking, like I'm pretty good about, I know a lot about it, but I'm not a trucker, if that makes sense. Like I'm not, anyway. So it kind of sounds like a cop turning his body camera off to go do something shady, right? So, you know, they don't want you to know where they are if they turn their GPS off, is what it sounds like. So he's 24 hours later, he's got GPS turned off, and then she also said that the driver doesn't speak English, so she can't talk to him. So that's pretty difficult as well. So in any case, 4 o'clock was pretty rough. That's like saying that your party ends at, you know, midnight, and then your friend's like, hey, I'm coming at 12:30. And you're like, well, that's when the party's over. And they're like, yeah, well, I'm coming anyway. I hope you have beer. That's kind of how, you know, because our dock hours typically close at 4. And if you're bringing 1 pallet at 4 right when we close, like, okay, that's fine. But if you're coming with 26 pallets, a full truckload, like that's not cool. So I talked to all my employees, and like most of them were cool. We had enough crew to make it work, and some guys that could work overtime, and so we were gonna make it work. Then 4 comes and goes, and now we're hearing he's coming at 5:30. So we're pretty nervous about why is he so late and what's he been doing, right? So 5:30, we said no. That's like, again, the guy's kind of trying to come to your party. It ends at midnight. Now he's trying to come at like 3 in the morning. That's kind of how I'm comparing it. So we just said no, that's not going to happen. And like legally, or however you want to say it, like business wise, like we don't have to accept that. It's outside of the dock hours that we signed up for. So that means it gets pushed back to the next day, and usually means like the truck driver is just going to go sleep in a parking lot somewhere until the next day, which is very normal. That's not like unusual or anything, and it's not me being rude to the truck driver. So that's just how that industry works. Sometimes you're too early or too late, and it just works out that way. So anyway, he shows up. I was really worried because the door was just open. There was no seal. A seal is like a serialized piece of metal that you put on the door, like a lock kind of, and you record it on when it leaves, and you record it when it comes in, and then you know if it was like no one's tampered with the load. And there was no seal. Not only that, but the doors were just wide open. So that was pretty nerve-wracking. So we were really careful. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking and roll some footage and get into it, and then hopefully all the things I just said will make a little bit more sense for you guys.
I'm just taking a quick video here because I came out here, it's not even 10 o'clock yet, the truck's already pulling in and the back is open. He's already opened the back door. There's no seal.
I'm just gonna get some video footage of the truck. We got some shelves out and some rolling racks. So 1, 2, 3 pallet spaces out of 26. You know, we have a bunch of pallets, so I can only capture so much here on camera. So I'm just gonna try to get what I can get here.
and I'll just have to keep filming more videos. I would say everything does not, it looks good. It does not look tampered with at the moment. Hard to say though, because we just started. But the main thing I'm going to be looking for are if the Artesian build's tape is broken anywhere. Okay, I'm taking video again because I did not notice these pallets when we were in the truck and they look very suspicious to me. There's no wrapping on the outside. There's no numbering system on it. And that's what we did, is we put, everything was wrapped and there were numbers on the outside like this right here. A19, A29. Those were the numbering system we did before the stuff got picked up. This pallet and this pallet do not have anything like that. And this box is this box isn't even sealed. So there is stuff in here, but it's been opened. So I'm not feeling super great about that one. Okay. Just going into the truck here. This one has been opened on the top. We're getting toward the back of the truck here. Another pallet that's not wrapped with no number on it. And I don't see any more in particular that are wrapped, or not wrapped. Everything else looks wrapped. So we'll have to see. The 3 pallets that are like this are definitely a little bit concerning. So we'll have to see if everything's here. It's gonna take us a long time though. This pallet looks a little bit funny because there's a very empty spot right here, and you can see right here this used to be higher, holding a box right there. So something is gone. Also, we put stickers on the outside that had a number, and this one does not have one of those stickers. Yeah, that is weird. You know, the stickers like A34, A19, A29. There is no sticker on this pallet, and it looks like it's missing something.
Hey, this is Alex from the future, and I'm just here to tell you that everything's okay. I was obviously very worried. There were plenty of pallets and boxes that looked very suspicious, but here's the breakdown of why it was like that. I have a buddy that lives over near Durham, North Carolina, and I was supposed to fly out to Durham to look at these pallets myself, but I got COVID from Oakland, and my family kind of got it in a staggered pattern where I got it first, and then my son got it from me, and then my wife got it from him. And because she had it, I was not able to fly because there was no, even though I didn't have COVID anymore, I wasn't contagious, there was going to be no one at home that could take my kids to all their sports and to school and all that stuff. So I was full 100% dad mode, wasn't able to fly in the airplane. And my buddy, shout out to Ted, thank you for helping me on this. Ted went over there and helped me out, and he put like those stickers on the pallets that I was talking about. And actually I talked to him after this too, and those pallets that were the 3 pallets, I'm like, oh my gosh, these pallets aren't even wrapped. Those are pallets that they weren't wrapped, and he didn't wrap them, but we were also like trying to restack them when he was there, and he ran out of time and stuff, and we just never did a better job of it. And I think the boxes that were open were probably from me saying to him on like a FaceTime call, hey, can you see what's inside that box? Or he was just checking to see what it was. So there was no foul play. Anyway, let's continue the video. Hey, what's up YouTube? Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and this is a part 2 video of our North Carolina equipment that we purchased. We spent a lot of time after the first shipment came with 26 pallets, and we were getting the warehouse ready for more, and this is just one pallet of 26 that came today. So this is 26 pallets of stuff in addition to the 26 pallets we just got on Monday. Today is Wednesday. This stuff was all supposed to come yesterday, but the truck driver, I don't know the excuse, but he didn't make it. Oh, this looks interesting. Giveaway PC, winner pending. I wonder what's going to be in there. So
So this looked like there was some nice stuff. I want to say nice stuff on this pallet. I'm not really sure, but I saw there was a 3080 Ti box. Might be empty. Who knows? We'll have to start digging through that. There's a Ryujin 2 360. That's a really awesome AIO. So that's just the first pallet. It's the only one I brought inside the warehouse because it's the first one we're going to work on taking apart. Airplane going overhead. There we go. We're right next to the airport. So this looks like, if I had to guess, mostly builds. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are probably builds. Bunch of tripods. They look pretty nice. Some awesome carpeting and trash cans. This bin doesn't need a bag. No wet trash. Okay. All right. I think this is mostly expensive stuff. I think this is almost all power supplies. And I don't know what's in that green box at the bottom, but if I had to guess based on what I've seen before, it's probably a bunch of like memory, because the last one we opened that was all hard drives and SSDs. Looks like mostly cases and some more parts inside these bins. And more, I think these are probably mostly builds over there with the big boxes usually have builds inside of them. This pallet was open on top, and it looks like there are a lot of power supplies from what we've seen so far, along with some cases on the bottom. And don't know what's in these boxes, but if I had to guess, they're probably builds. Why don't we just go ahead and open it here on camera? Power supplies. All right, lots and lots of power supplies. And this one was open already when we got to the truck. It was just like this whole pallet. There are 3 pallets that were not wrapped, which is not normal, but this looks like a whole build. So a build that had a 3070 Ti. This is likely, yep, empty box. So these are all empty boxes, and all the parts should be built inside of that computer right there, that case I should say. A bunch of cases on this pallet, and who knows over here. Let's open this guy. All right, we got keyboards, motherboards, and power supplies, and probably some other stuff. All right, random, kind of random. This pallet came like that with a hole in the side. Looks like something was missing and taken off. All cases. These look like all cases. GT501 whites, I've never seen that before. Boxes, packaging equipment, more packaging equipment. There are some builds on this pallet, but we're going to have to go through this whole thing. There's bins and boxes of stuff. We'll have to figure it all out. These are like carts, rolling carts on wheels, 2 of them stacked together. Those are pretty nice. We've got the rolling carts, a lot of rolling carts, some shelving, some builds right there on that rack, a bunch of paperwork, another rolling cart, and that's pretty much it. We put some Codex cases already into our containers over here. And just so you guys know, to put things in perspective, here's the truck. It's about to leave. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but so this is a 53-foot truck, which is literally I believe the longest truck you can drive on the road in the United States. It's the biggest truck you can get for transporting stuff. So that holds 26 pallets. So we did, so far with both auctions, we've done 4 of those trucks. And just to be honest with you guys, if we took every little thing out of both places, it would have been 2 more trucks or more because of racking and shelving. We still have more stuff at North Carolina that the landlord is letting us keep there for a couple months because we're just tight on space right now. So I think that's pretty much it for the video. If we find any really fun stuff in here, I'll probably make another video that going to like showing you kind of the highlights. But from what my understanding, I think most of the biggest highlights were coming from the Oakland lot, and I already showed those on previous videos. So wrapping it up, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good day.
Future Alex here for the 3rd time in this video for a little bit more context. I left this video off originally saying maybe I'll make another video about this stuff, but there probably won't be anything that great in the North Carolina stuff because there really shouldn't have been anything that great, but there was. So and I wish I could have had if I could go back and do it all again, I would have done it a different way, right? But I ended up recording a lot of video footage of going through all of those pallets I just showed you in this video, and I probably should have done it that way for all of it. There is one thing I want to say that I'm going to continue to repeat throughout all of the videos though. I was not able to locate a cache of RMA computers. That was kind of our primary focus, was looking for RMA returned computers, because I just want to, anyone out there that's thinking about why would I say that? It's not because I want them, it's because I feel really bad for the people that would have that happen to them. If you bought let's say you bought a $4,000 computer and it broke, that sucks, right? And then you're like, okay, well, the good news is I've got a warranty. I'm going to send it off to the company that I bought it from. And you send off your $4,000 computer. And then that company goes out of business and your computer is just sitting there. That would be devastating. Like, especially if like it's been a year, something like that, like your credit card company is no longer going to back you. You just lost your data. You lost your $4,000 system. Like, that's terrible. Obviously, computer prices have came down. So a $4,000 system now might be $3,000, but that's a lot of money to just lose. So we literally have not located one RMA computer in the entire Oakland or North Carolina lot. We have gone through every Oakland computer one by one, and there were more in Oakland than there were in North Carolina. We have not started touching the actual North Carolina computers from the standpoint of like checking the hard drives to see if there are user accounts and things of that nature, but we physically inspected every single computer that came out of that lot. And I actually did it myself, and from my point of view, there may be one or two that could possibly be RMA computers, like only one or two. And one of them had like a side panel missing and really dirty fans. And the other one, I don't even remember off the top of my head, but both of them seem like they could have just been dirty office computers that they've had around for a while, or they're really like, I don't know, or like original Artesian builds customers from like years ago. I'm not really sure. But at the end of the day, if there were literally, I mean, I think I'm being honest here, I think there may be two maximum RMA computers. With how little there were, if we end up finding that those two those are actual real customers, we will just send them back the entire computer. We'll even fix it and send it back fixed, because I honestly was expecting to see like 20, 30, 50 RMA computers. And I know I'm making this video longer, but I've been in contact with, I was told a lot of the RMAs were going to North Carolina. They were handling a lot of the returns there. And then on top of that, a previous employee who had a fairly large position at the North Carolina warehouse told me that that was their priority in the week going up to when it got shut down. It sounded like there were some bad vibes, basically, that they were feeling about the whole business based on I think it's called Slack, like the app they were using, or software or whatever, where they all would talk to each other. It sounds like a lot of things were going wrong leading up to when they shut the doors. So they started shipping, or they were actually focusing on RMAs while they were being told not to do that. And then this is total hearsay, but a little bird told me that there's a possibility, or hypothetically, an employee may have gone into the warehouse in North Carolina after it was closed and shipped out more RMAs. So I'm just being honest with you guys. There were almost no RMAs. We'll find out if there are one or two, but end of the video, there's going to be one or two more videos about North Carolina. Surprisingly, I never would have thought I would be saying that, but there will be. And most of it will be like treasure hunting. Like if you've ever watched those videos of people going through like storage lockers, I'm going to literally open like every box with you guys. So hopefully people will think that's fun. And if that sounds boring, then don't come. All right. Anyway, video's over. Thanks, guys.